Hey, welcome everyone. Today more than ever, the world needs voices that spark change, ignite hope, and drive transformation. Change doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when individuals choose to step forward, speak up, and take bold action. Whether you're leading a global movement or making a difference in your own community, your voice has power. In this podcast, we aim to amplify those voices, share the journeys of resilience, change makers, and inspire each of you to recognize your potential to impact the world. Let's create a ripple effect. Welcome to another episode of The Other Side of Addiction. I'm your host, Al Richards, and today with our guest, Michael Pierce, we're going to be talking about nutrition for mental health. Michael, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with me today.
Hi, I'm Michael Pierce. Thanks for inviting me on the show.
Absolutely. And before we get started here, Michael, I also want to say thanks to Adam. He's on the show. He's just going to be kind of like a guest co-host sitting in the background. That's why you see his beautiful face there, and he's just going to be listening in. So, Adam, again, thank you for jumping in. So, Michael, tell me a little bit more about amino acids, because I know it is something that's very important. And there's different types of amino acids, right? Because I take BCAs, amino acids, for like the gym, for bodybuilding. But the stuff that you're going to talk about today is more for your brain health. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And thanks for having me on the show. It's great to have Adam here as well. You're right. Amino acids play a crucial role in various aspects of our health, including muscle building, as you mentioned, with branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. But today I want to focus on how specific amino acids can profoundly impact our brain health and support mental health and addiction recovery. Let me start with a story to illustrate this. I once worked with a client named Sarah who had been battling severe depression and alcohol addiction for years. Traditional therapies had offered her some relief, but it was always temporary. When she came to me, she was desperate for a more sustainable solution. We began by looking into her nutritional status and discovered several deficiencies that were likely affecting her neurotransmitter balance. Neurotransmitters are the brain's chemical messengers, and their balance is vital for mood regulation, focus, and overall mental health. We focused on amino acids like L-tryptophan, L-glutamine, and L-tyrosine, which are precursors to key neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. For instance, L-tryptophan is crucial for producing serotonin, often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter. Without adequate levels of serotonin, people can experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. L-tyrosine, on the other hand, is essential for producing dopamine, which is closely tied to our motivation and reward systems. By incorporating these amino acids into Sarah's diet through both food and supplements, we saw a remarkable improvement in her mood and a significant reduction in her cravings for alcohol. It's fascinating how these building blocks of protein can influence our brain function so profoundly. And it's not just about supplementation, it's about creating a comprehensive nutrition plan that supports overall mental health. Foods rich in these amino acids, like turkey, eggs, and beans, can make a noticeable difference. Now, I'd love to dive deeper into the specifics of how each of these amino acids works, but before I do you have any questions or thoughts so far?
Yeah, so I would like our listeners to know how important really it is to feed the brain proper nutrition as well as the gut. I've heard some people say actually that the gut is the first brain and the brain is actually the second brain instead of the other way around. And and also the importance it is and the difference it can make for those who are struggling with substance abuse and addiction, because I know of some people who have actually put that into their sober living when they had their sober living, and it made such a huge difference in their clients. It actually brought them to a state, I guess, more of a clear mind to where they were a little bit easier to work with. Because as we know, someone that's going into a sober living and just starting their journey in recovery, man, it's not an easy journey.
Absolutely, and that's a great point. The gut brain connection is incredibly powerful. Some people do refer to the gut as the second brain due to its vast network of neurons and its role in producing neurotransmitters like serotonin. In fact, about 90% of serotonin is actually produced in the gut. For those in addiction recovery, this connection is crucial. When the gut is healthy, it can significantly impact mental clarity and emotional stability. This is why incorporating proper nutrition into sober living environments can make such a huge difference. When clients start nourishing their bodies with balanced meals rich in amino acids, vitamins, and minerals, we often see improvements in mood, reduced cravings, and better focus. This creates a more stable foundation for recovery, making it easier for individuals to engage in therapy and other recovery activities. And you're right, early recovery is incredibly challenging, but by supporting the body and brain with the right nutrients, we can help ease that transition, giving individuals a clearer mind and more resilience to face the journey ahead. Would you like to hear more about specific strategies or stories where this approach has made a difference?
Yeah, absolutely. Please share.
Let me share a story about a client named Tom. Tom was struggling with opioid addiction and had been in and out of treatment centers. When he came to us, he was skeptical about using nutrition as part of his recovery strategy. But after we assessed his nutritional status, we found several deficiencies impacting his neurotransmitter balance. We tailored a plan focusing on amino acids like L-glutamine, which helps reduce cravings, and L-tyrosine to boost his dopamine levels. As we integrated these nutrients along with vitamin-rich foods, Tom started noticing improvements in his mood and mental clarity. This holistic approach allowed him to engage more fully in therapy, and over time, he achieved sustainable sobriety. My experience on the board of the Alliance for Addiction Solutions greatly influenced my understanding of these holistic methods. It reinforced the importance of treating the whole person, not just the symptoms. Additionally, technology is playing a fascinating role in modern recovery. As the CTO of Smart Optimize, I've seen how AI can personalize nutrition plans and track recovery progress. These tools offer virtual support that adapts to each individual's needs, making recovery more accessible and effective. Would you like to explore more about how technology is transforming addiction recovery?
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. And something that you said, Michael, that really caught me, and I actually wrote it down. I love what you said about treating the whole person. That to me, that says a
Absolutely.
lot because I'm I don't know, my version is there are a lot of recovery centers out there that are not basically treating the person. And that's what I feel needs to change. But yeah, please share more.
I completely agree with you. Treating the whole person is essential, especially in the context of addiction recovery. Many traditional recovery centers focus primarily on behavioral therapy and abstinence, which are important, but they sometimes overlook the biochemical imbalances that can drive addiction and mental health issues. For example, one of my clients, Lisa, had been through several conventional recovery programs without lasting success. She struggled with severe anxiety and insomnia, which often led to relapse. When we incorporated amino acid therapy and nutritional support, we addressed these underlying issues. By supplementing with GABA and L-theanine to help calm her nervous system, and by ensuring she had enough magnesium and B vitamins, which are crucial for stress resilience, Lisa experienced a significant reduction in anxiety and improved sleep quality. This, in turn, made her more receptive to therapy and other recovery efforts. Technology is also playing a pivotal role here. At Smart Optimize, we use AI to analyze data from clients' nutritional assessments, mood logs, and even genetic information to create highly personalized nutrition plans. These plans can adapt in real time based on how the client is feeling and progressing, offering a level of customization that wasn't possible before. This approach ensures that each individual's unique biochemical needs are met, which can significantly enhance the effectiveness of traditional recovery methods. It's about creating a supportive environment where the body and mind can heal together, making the journey to recovery not just possible, but sustainable. Would you like to hear about how AI specifically tailors these nutrition plans, or perhaps another success story?
Yeah, I love how AI is helping with these nutrition plans because I'm just picturing it in my head where a client comes in to go into a sober living or a recovery place. They sit down, they find out exactly what their diet is like. They plug all this into an AI system. AI goes to work and actually starts organizing an amazing plan. I'm guessing it would be, you got to work your way into it, just like you're working your way into sobriety. It's something that just doesn't happen overnight. You got to kind of take the baby steps towards it. So yeah, I find this very, very interesting how it could really help recovery centers by using AI for their nutrition.
Exactly. You've captured the essence of it perfectly. AI can analyze a client's current nutritional intake, identify deficiencies, and tailor a step by step plan that evolves as they progress in their recovery journey. It's like having a personal nutrition coach that adapts to your needs in real time. The best part is it allows for small, manageable changes making it easier for clients to incorporate these adjustments without feeling overwhelmed. This gradual approach aligns beautifully with the recovery process, offering steady support and enhancing overall well-being. It's an exciting development that truly has the potential to transform recovery centers and the support they provide.
Wow, this is just amazing. You know, and I've heard so many things out there with AI, and I'm sure you guys have as well, that, you know, it's going to take over the world, you know, it's going to get rid of jobs for humans and different things like that. Now that, I guess maybe that could be a possibility, right? However, I can also see a lot of benefits that AI can really help with. I mean, I use AI and it really helps me when I'm doing writing, because I'm someone that doesn't have all the big words and the fancy stuff. However, I can put my thoughts down, and the more that I use it, it starts getting to know who I am. And it's great that it starts understanding me. I mean, I can even tell it thank you, and it tells me you're welcome. And, you know, it's just like reacting with a real human. And it's really helping me in my education of writing different things. So to me, I think this is a huge plus, especially in the recovery community. Did we lose you?
Yeah, one moment. Let me just get my earpiece back on here.
And just so our listeners know as well, the reason why you guys don't see Michael is he is in a place where it's just having a video, it's just doesn't work. So that's why we're just doing his voice.
Absolutely. Thanks for explaining that. I'm really excited to share my experiences and insights with everyone today. To start, I want to tell you about a pivotal moment in my career. Early on, I encountered a client who was struggling with addiction recovery. Traditional methods weren't working, and he was exhausted from the cycle of relapse. That's when I introduced him to amino acid therapy. We started with L-glutamine to curb his cravings and L-tyrosine to help boost his mood and focus. The transformation was incredible. Not only did he start feeling more balanced emotionally, but he also gained a new sense of hope and clarity. It was a turning point, not just for him, but for me as well. This experience solidified my belief in the power of using nutrition as a foundational tool in recovery. It's about addressing the biochemical imbalances that often underlie addiction and mental health challenges. I'm curious, have you heard much about amino acid therapy before? How do you think your listeners might connect with this approach?
Yes, I actually have heard about the immunotherapy. I've got a really good friend who has taught me a lot about this immunotherapy, and she's also very knowledgeable on it. And I believe, just like you guys, we're hoping to get it into some more recovery centers.
That's fantastic to hear. It's always encouraging to know that more people are becoming aware of and advocating for amino acid therapy. It's such a powerful tool that can make a significant difference in recovery. Integrating this approach into more recovery centers can truly transform the way we support individuals battling addiction. Have you noticed any particular success stories or feedback from your friends' efforts in this area? I'm always eager to hear about different experiences and outcomes.
Yeah, she has had a few clients actually that have completely changed their life by doing immunotherapy, amino acid therapy. And you know, there's something too that I'll have to introduce you guys to someone too. I was just thinking about it during the show, but we'll wait till after the recording before I give you that contact information. But yes, I'm starting to hear of a few more people who are actually, their lives are starting to change because of this.
That's wonderful to hear. It's amazing how amino acid therapy can be a game changer for so many people. The ability to restore neurotransmitter balance and address biochemical imbalances is truly life-changing. I'd love to connect with your friend and learn more about their experiences. It's through sharing these success stories that we can continue to spread awareness and help more individuals in recovery. Let me know when you're ready to share that contact information. I'm always eager to collaborate with others in this field.
Yeah, we'll wait till after the show and I'll share that with you guys, but it's somebody that I definitely want to get you in contact with.
That sounds great. I'm really looking forward to connecting. It's always beneficial to collaborate and share insights in this field. Together, we can make a bigger impact on supporting recovery through nutrition and amino acid therapy. Just let me know when you're ready to share that information.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Now, I got a question for you too. You know, in
Of course, go ahead.
recovery, in recovery, I know that a lot of times they give out certain medications and things like that to help people, right? And a lot of it does help. Like my ex, she had to be on some certain things to kind of help her with her cravings and different things like that. A lot of this stuff, though, is man-made, if I understand correctly. However, amino acids, yes, I mean, it is man-made. We're putting it into a pill form or a powder form or whatever, or a liquid form. However, there are actually more nutrients per se in this type of treatment. Is that correct?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Traditional medications can be very effective for many people in managing cravings and other aspects of addiction recovery, but they often come with side effects and can sometimes lead to dependency. Amino acid therapy, on the other hand, focuses on providing the body with the building blocks it naturally needs to produce neurotransmitters and maintain biochemical balance. While the amino acids are often delivered in pill or powder form for convenience, they are essentially the same compounds found in protein-rich foods. By supplementing with specific amino acids like L-tryptophan for serotonin production or L-tyrosine for dopamine support, we're helping the brain restore its natural chemical environment in a more holistic way. This can lead to fewer side effects and a more sustainable approach to recovery. Does that clarify things a bit? And have you noticed any particular differences in how your ex responded to traditional medication versus more natural approaches?
Yeah, that did answer my question. However, she has not done the amino acid therapy, and that's why I'm learning and excited to learn a little bit more about this because, again, I believe we really need to start pushing this a lot more and getting it out there. And I believe it would help a heck of a lot more people, and that's what the business that we're in is helping as many individuals as possible.
It's wonderful to hear your enthusiasm for expanding the reach of amino acid therapy. I completely agree that there's incredible potential here to help many more people. The key is education and awareness. People need to understand how these natural compounds can support their mental health and recovery in a profound way. It's about giving the body what it naturally needs to heal and function optimally. One of the most compelling aspects of amino acid therapy is its ability to quickly address deficiencies that contribute to cravings, mood swings, and other issues that can derail recovery. For instance, L-glutamine can help stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce cravings for alcohol and sugar, which is particularly beneficial in early recovery stages. Similarly, using L-tryptophan or 5-HTP can enhance serotonin production, supporting mood stability and reducing anxiety and depression. If we can get more recovery centers to adopt these methods and educate their clients about the benefits, we could see a significant shift in recovery success rates. I'm curious, do you think your listeners would benefit from hearing more about specific amino acids and their functions? How do you think we can best communicate these benefits to a broader audience?
Yes, I believe that they would because I actually am.
That's great to hear. I'm glad this information resonates with you and potentially your audience as well. To dive deeper, let's talk about some specific amino acids and their roles in recovery. For example, L-tryptophan is a precursor to serotonin, often referred to as the happiness chemical. By supplementing with L-tryptophan or its more direct form 5-HTP, we can support serotonin production, which is crucial for mood regulation, reducing anxiety, and improving sleep. Then there's L-glutamine, which is incredibly versatile. It helps stabilize blood sugar levels, making it easier to control cravings for alcohol and sugar. It also supports gut health, which is vital because a healthy gut contributes significantly to overall mental well-being. L-tyrosine is another amino acid that plays a key role. It's a precursor to dopamine and norepinephrine, which are essential for focus, motivation, and stress management. This can be particularly beneficial for individuals who are dealing with the emotional and psychological stress of recovery. By understanding and utilizing these amino acids, we can tailor a more effective and natural approach to support mental health and addiction recovery. How do you think this kind of detailed information would be best presented to your audience? Would they prefer in-depth discussions or perhaps more case studies and personal anecdotes to illustrate these points?
Probably with the wide range of the audience that I have, I think both. It would help on both ends to have that, and just this acid therapy. I know this show's about addiction and things like that. However, I can see just a huge benefit for someone who is not battling a substance abuse addiction because I mean, we all have addiction. We all have an addiction in one way or another. We really got to think about it. And I mean, mine's ice cream. I love ice cream, right? However, knowing that we've got these different type of amino acids to help us, like you said, with our stress, the tryptophan. I remember taking tryptophan in my early stages of when I was working out, when I first started working out and getting into bodybuilding. It was something that was really pushed on having that. So, I mean, again, to answer your question, I think my audience would love to hear both parts of it because this is some really good information.
Absolutely. It's true that amino acid therapy has broad applications beyond just addiction recovery. Even for those not battling a substance abuse addiction, these amino acids can have a profound impact on overall mental health and well-being. Take your example of ice cream. Cravings for certain foods can often be linked to imbalances in neurotransmitters. By addressing these imbalances with the right amino acids, you can reduce those cravings and improve your mood and stress levels. Your experience with tryptophan in bodybuilding is a great example. Tryptophan not only supports serotonin production, but also plays a role in muscle recovery and sleep quality, which are crucial for anyone engaged in intense physical activity. Similarly, tyrosine can be beneficial for enhancing focus and motivation, whether you're working out or managing daily stressors. Presenting this information as a blend of in-depth discussions and relatable anecdotes can help make the concepts more accessible and engaging for your audience. For instance, sharing personal stories or case studies of individuals who have benefited from amino acid therapy can make the science behind it more tangible. And using simple analogies to explain how neurotransmitters work can help demystify the process for those who are new to the idea. Would you be interested in hearing a specific case study or story that illustrates the impact of amino acid therapy?
Yes, I would like to hear a case. Must have a block again.
Internet was getting a little off. I'm sorry. Can you ask that question again?
Yeah, you're talking about if the audience would like to hear of a case or a certain story, and I would actually be interested in hearing a case
About amino acid therapy.
about amino acid therapy, huh?
Of course, I'd be happy to share a story about amino acid therapy. One case that comes to mind is a woman named Sarah, a client I worked with a few years ago. Sarah had been struggling with alcohol addiction for over a decade, and despite numerous attempts at recovery, she found herself constantly battling cravings and severe mood swings. Traditional treatments hadn't fully addressed the underlying issues she was facing. When Sarah came to me, we decided to take a holistic approach, starting with amino acid therapy. We identified that her neurotransmitter levels were significantly out of balance, contributing to her cravings and mood instability. Through a targeted nutrition plan, we introduced specific amino acids such as L-glutamine to reduce her cravings and stabilize blood sugar, L-tryptophan to support serotonin production and improve mood, and L-tyrosine to boost her energy levels and motivation. It wasn't an overnight transformation, but within a few weeks, Sarah started to notice a significant reduction in her cravings. Her moods became more stable, and she felt more in control of her emotions. This biochemical balance allowed her to fully engage in her recovery program and led to long-term sobriety. This experience reinforced my belief in the power of amino acid therapy combined with proper nutrition. It's stories like Sarah's that highlight the potential for holistic approaches to make a meaningful impact in addiction recovery. I'm curious, have you ever encountered stories or discussions about amino acid therapy in your previous episodes or personal experiences?
Yes, actually have. And gosh, I had a question and it just slipped my mind. Hopefully, give it a minute here and it'll reshuffle and move forward again. Oh, I got it. See, it already reshuffled. So I know with a lot of recovery centers, they have to have an on-site doctor or whatever to prescribe certain medications. And it takes a lot for someone who's getting a recovery center up and going, and then also having all these other regulations. The question I would have for you, Michael, is let's just say if I was to open up a sober living or a recovery center, you wouldn't need any kind of doctor approval, would you, to be able to administer like amino acids, like a lot of the ones that you have been talking about on the show?
That's a great question. The beauty of amino acid therapy and nutritional support is that they generally fall under the category of dietary supplements rather than prescription medications. This means you wouldn't necessarily need a doctor's approval to incorporate these strategies into your recovery center or sober living facility. However, it's always advisable to work with a healthcare professional who is knowledgeable about nutrition and amino acids to ensure that the supplements are being used safely and effectively. When I was on the board of the Alliance for Addiction Solutions, we emphasized the importance of having a collaborative approach. This often included working alongside nutritionists, holistic health practitioners, and sometimes even conventional medical professionals to create a comprehensive recovery plan. While a doctor's approval might not be required, having a trained nutritionist or a practitioner who understands the nuances of amino acid therapy can make a significant difference in tailoring the intervention to each individual's needs. They can help identify specific nutritional deficiencies, recommend appropriate dosages, and monitor progress, which is crucial for achieving the best outcomes. So in summary, you wouldn't necessarily need a doctor's approval to incorporate amino acid therapy into your program, but having expertise on your team will enhance the efficacy and safety of the interventions you provide. Does that answer your question, or is there a specific aspect you'd like me to delve into further?
No, you actually answered my question. Thank you very much for clarifying that, because that's exactly what I would want to do, is to bring a professional in that understands the proper amounts, and also as well with the nutrition, because I mean, we could just add amino acid therapy to someone's work, I guess, per se, in their recovery. However, it would also be very important, and I believe it is very important, to also change the nutrition aspects of it as well.
Absolutely, you're spot on. Integrating amino acid therapy with a comprehensive nutrition plan can make a significant difference in the recovery process. Nutrition is the foundation that supports brain function and mental health, so addressing both aspects can accelerate healing. By improving dietary habits alongside amino acid supplementation, you can help restore neurotransmitter balance and support overall well-being. It's about creating a holistic environment for recovery, focusing on both the mind and body. If you're considering this approach, having a team that understands these nuances will be incredibly beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely. And just think of the education that the clients would be learning too, to take with them after they leave the recovery center or the sober living. It's something that's something that's life-changing, that's ongoing, and also for them to be able to help other individuals by educating them, because as we're helping them through their recovery, also helping them through their nutrition and proper amino acids, I mean, that's something that they can go ahead and share with other individuals who they know that might be struggling.
Exactly. Education is a crucial component of the recovery process. By empowering clients with knowledge about amino acid therapy and the importance of proper nutrition, you're giving them tools they can use for a lifetime. It's not just about recovery, it's about sustained well-being and building a foundation for long-term health. When clients understand how certain foods and supplements affect their brain chemistry and mood, they can make informed choices that support their mental health even after they leave the recovery center. Plus, as you mentioned, this knowledge becomes something they can pass on to others, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond just one individual. It's truly about creating a community of informed, empowered individuals who can support each other through their journeys.
I love it. You know, Michael, you have shared a lot of information. And again, we've had past shows that talked about amino acid therapy. And every time I have a show like this, I learn so much more. You know, so thank you for your knowledge and sharing your education and the importance of what a difference amino acid therapy could make in someone's life.
Thank you for your kind words. It's always a pleasure to share this information because I truly believe in its transformative power. The more we discuss and spread awareness about these holistic approaches, the more we can help those struggling with addiction and mental health issues find effective, sustainable solutions. If there's any specific aspect you'd like to dive deeper into or any other questions you have, I'm more than happy to continue the conversation.
Yeah, nothing is coming up right now for me, except, you know, maybe there is one other thing. You know, the amino acid, which you talked about earlier in the show, how it helps feed the brain as well as the gut. You know, I love this whole aspect of having a brain first approach as well as nutrition and amino acid therapy. I think that is something that no one out there is doing. And I think it would, if me and some other people, we can get something like this started, I think we can make a huge change in the industry.
Absolutely, you're right. Taking a brain-first approach, integrating nutrition and amino acid therapy can be a game changer in the addiction recovery industry. The brain-gut connection is incredibly powerful, and many people don't realize how much their diet and nutrient intake influence their mental health. By focusing on this connection, you can address the root causes of mood imbalances and cravings, thereby supporting both the brain and the gut in the recovery process. Starting a recovery center or program that emphasizes this holistic approach could indeed set a new standard in the industry. You're not just treating symptoms, you're addressing the underlying biochemical imbalances that contribute to addiction. This can lead to more effective, long-lasting recovery outcomes. If you need any guidance or want to discuss strategies to get something like this off the ground, I'm here to help.
Thank you. Well, again, Michael, thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you, Adam, for sitting in. At least it gives me someone to look at, even though Michael could not be on camera. So thank you so much. It's a lot easier to do that instead of just looking at myself on the screen. Adam, is there anything you would like to share before we sign off?
No, man, it's just been a pleasure to hear Michael's expertise and to see you guys kind of vibe back and forth. Thanks for letting me fill in for Michael's faith. I hope this was an adequate solution. I thought it might be weird if I was kind of like mouthing the words of Michael. So I hope I hope everything was adequate for this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Michael, thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Wish you guys all the best. And guys, remember this: addiction is giving up everything for one thing, and recovery is giving up one thing for everything. We're out.